Floods. A word that evokes images of surging water, overwhelmed landscapes, and displaced communities. Floods are not just a natural phenomenon, they are a force that reshapes the environment and impacts lives in profound ways. They are a powerful demonstration of nature's raw force, a stark reminder of our planet's dynamic systems. The sheer power of floodwaters can carve new paths, destroy infrastructure, and alter ecosystems. In essence, floods occur when water overflows its natural boundaries, inundating land that is typically dry. This can happen suddenly or gradually, depending on the circumstances. This overflow can be triggered by a multitude of factors, often interconnected and complex. Heavy rainfall is one of the most common causes, but it is rarely the only factor at play. Heavy rainfall, for instance, can saturate the ground, reducing its capacity to absorb more water. When the ground is already saturated, even a small amount of additional rain can lead to significant flooding. This excess water then flows over the surface, seeking lower ground and causing floods. The water moves with a relentless force, often catching communities off guard. Melting snow and ice, particularly during spring thaws, contribute significantly to riverine floods. As temperatures rise, the accumulated snow and ice melt rapidly, swelling rivers and streams. Human activities, unfortunately, play a role in exacerbating floods. Our actions can disrupt natural water absorption and flow patterns. Deforestation, for example, reduces the land's ability to absorb rainfall, leading to increased runoff. Without trees to anchor the soil and absorb water, the land becomes more prone to flooding. Urbanization, with its concrete surfaces and inadequate drainage systems, further compounds the problem. Cities are particularly vulnerable due to their impermeable surfaces and dense populations. Understanding the causes of floods is the first step towards mitigating their impact. Researchers and scientists are constantly studying flood patterns and causes to develop better prevention strategies. By recognizing the interplay of natural processes and human actions, we can begin to develop strategies for flood prevention and preparedness. Community efforts and integrated management systems are crucial in reducing the devastating effects of floods. While the immediate danger of drowning is often associated with floods, a more insidious threat lurks in the floodwaters' waterborne diseases. These diseases can be just as deadly, if not more so, than the immediate physical dangers posed by the flood itself. These diseases, often invisible to the naked eye, can have devastating consequences for human health. They can spread rapidly, affecting entire communities and overwhelming local healthcare systems. Floodwaters contaminated with sewage, agricultural runoff, and industrial waste become breeding grounds for a multitude of pathogens. These contaminants mix together, creating a toxic soup that is hazardous to anyone who comes into contact with it. Bacteria, viruses, and parasites thrive in these conditions, posing serious health risks to those who come into contact with contaminated water. The risk is not just immediate, but can have long-term health implications. Cholera, typhoid fever, leptospirosis, and hepatitis A are just a few examples of the diseases that can spread through contaminated floodwaters. These illnesses can cause severe symptoms and require urgent medical attention. The elderly, young children, and those with weakened immune systems are particularly vulnerable to these diseases. Their bodies are less able to fight off infections, making them more susceptible to severe complications. Symptoms can range from mild gastrointestinal distress to severe dehydration, organ failure, and even death. Early detection and treatment are crucial to prevent these outcomes. Protecting ourselves from waterborne diseases during floods requires vigilance and proactive measures. This includes using water purification methods, ensuring access to clean water supplies, and educating communities on how to avoid contamination. The destructive power of floods extends far beyond the visible damage to buildings and roads. The immediate aftermath often shows the most obvious signs of destruction, but the true extent of the damage can be much deeper and more pervasive. Beneath the surface, a more insidious form of destruction takes place, weakening the very foundations of our infrastructure. This hidden damage can compromise the integrity of structures that appear to be intact. Floodwaters can erode soil, undermining the stability of roads, bridges, and buildings. This erosion process can be slow and gradual, or it can happen rapidly during intense flood events. This erosion can occur gradually over time or suddenly during a major flood event, leading to catastrophic collapses. The sudden failure of infrastructure can have devastating consequences for communities. Underground pipelines carrying essential services like water, gas and sewage are also vulnerable to flood damage. When these pipelines rupture, it can lead to significant disruptions. Ruptured pipelines can disrupt essential services, posing health hazards and hindering recovery efforts. The repair process can be complex and time-consuming, further delaying the return to normalcy. The economic costs of repairing and rebuilding damaged infrastructure can be staggering, placing a significant burden on communities and governments. These costs can strain budgets and divert resources from other critical needs. Investing in resilient infrastructure, designed to withstand the forces of floods, is crucial for long-term sustainability. Such investments can help mitigate future damage and ensure the safety and stability of our communities. Floods, while often perceived as destructive events, play a vital role in maintaining the health of many ecosystems. They replenish wetlands, deposit nutrient-rich sediment, and support a diverse array of plant and animal life. However, when floods occur with unnatural frequency or intensity, they can have devastating consequences for ecosystems. Floodwaters can inundate habitats, displacing or killing wildlife. Sedimentation can smother aquatic life, disrupting food chains and altering delicate ecological balances. Pollutants carried by floodwaters can contaminate water sources, harming both aquatic and terrestrial organisms. The long-term impact of floods on ecosystems can be difficult to predict, but is often profound. Protecting and restoring ecosystems is essential for mitigating the effects of floods and ensuring the long-term health of our planet. Section 5. Case Studies when floods wreaked havoc. Throughout history, floods have left an indelible mark on human civilization, shaping landscapes, cultures, and our understanding of nature's power. The 2005 Hurricane Katrina, which devastated New Orleans, USA, serves as a stark reminder of the destructive potential of floods. The storm's surge breached levees, inundating the city and causing widespread damage. The 2011 Thailand floods, triggered by heavy monsoon rains, caused widespread industrial disruption, impacting global supply chains. These events highlight the interconnectedness of our world and the far-reaching consequences of floods. They serve as a call to action, urging us to prioritize flood preparedness and mitigation efforts. Section 6. Preparing for the deluge, steps towards safety. While we cannot entirely prevent floods, we can take proactive steps to mitigate their impact and protect ourselves, our families, and our communities. Preparedness is key. Develop a family emergency plan, outlining evacuation routes, communication strategies, and designated meeting points. Assemble an emergency kit containing essential supplies such as water, non-perishable food, first aid supplies, flashlights, and a battery-powered radio. Familiarize yourself with your community's flood warning system and evacuation procedures. Remember, knowledge is power when it comes to facing natural disasters. Section 7. Early warning systems, your first line of defense. Early warning systems play a crucial role in flood preparedness, providing valuable time for communities to take necessary precautions. These systems utilize a network of sensors, gauges, and communication channels to monitor river levels, rainfall intensity, and other hydrological data. When flood thresholds are exceeded, alerts are issued through various means, including sirens, text messages, radio broadcasts, and social media. Heeding these warnings is paramount. Evacuate if instructed to do so by authorities. Remember, your safety is the priority. Early warning systems are only effective if people are aware of them and understand how to respond. Section 8. Flood insurance, shielding yourself from financial ruin. Floods can cause significant financial losses, damaging property, belongings, and livelihoods. Flood insurance provides a crucial safety net, helping individuals and communities recover financially from the devastating impact of floods. It covers damages to your home, personal belongings, and in some cases, living expenses if you are displaced. While flood insurance may not prevent the floodwaters from rising, it can provide much-needed financial assistance to rebuild your life. Evaluate your flood risk and consider obtaining flood insurance, even if you live outside of designated flood zones. Remember, preparing for the unexpected is always a wise investment. Section 9, Community Action, Strength in Unity. Floods are a stark reminder of our shared vulnerability to natural disasters. They also highlight the importance of community action in times of crisis. Volunteer your time, skills, or resources to support relief efforts. Check on your neighbors, especially the elderly and those with special needs. Donate to reputable organizations providing aid to flood-affected areas. Remember, even small acts of kindness can make a big difference in times of need. By working together, we can overcome the challenges posed by floods and build more resilient communities. Section 10, Conclusion respecting nature's power. Floods are a powerful force of nature, capable of causing widespread destruction and upheaval. Understanding the causes and consequences of floods is crucial for mitigating their impact. From the silent threat of waterborne diseases to the unseen damage to infrastructure and ecosystems, floods pose a multitude of dangers. By embracing preparedness measures, respecting early warning systems, and supporting community action, we can navigate the challenges posed by floods and build more resilient communities. Let us remember that respecting nature's power is not about fearing it, but about understanding it and coexisting with it in a sustainable and responsible manner.